This is AI.R. Artist in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Hello.
Hello, Emily. How are you?
This is John Cullum. And I am Emily Frankel.
That's right.
And John Cullum is going to introduce me.
This is Emily Frankel.
And this is John Cullum.
Oh, God. Well, now that you know who we are, would you like to hear what we're going to say?
I want to talk about something that John does for me that I absolutely don't want him to do, and I love it.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Something that you do for me that I absolutely don't want you to do, and I love it.
Cook your supper.
No. Oh, yes, you do cook my supper, but not as good as the cooking that I do.
No.
When you cook my supper, the kitchen
disintegrates or gets oily.
No, John cooks supper for me, but now this is something more important. Every day I go into the studio, every day, really 7 days a week, and I do a warm-up of physical exercises that enable me to dance without hurting myself. And when I say dance, I don't mean doing stuff that you would applaud me when you saw me do it. It's what I do as a dancer, which is convey an idea in movement that's connected, that is physicalized beyond pantomime. Okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Very good description.
Okay. So I have a dance that I do that I've been doing and creating to be done in my studio, and it's about 18 minutes long, 15 minutes long.
Beautiful music.
Wonderful music. And I do a section of it every day, 2 days in a row. That's my latest thing. So there are 4 sections. And sometimes when I'm dancing, and it's like a prayer. It's something that I do that's totally concentrated. While I'm dancing, I'm just trying to show you what I do. I'm not aware of you or the lights or the microphone or anything. I'm just in the mood of what I'm doing.
And the mood of the dancing, of the music. At least that's what I think.
Of the feeling of it. The feeling of it is returning to a room, and the room I'm returning to is the studio. So sometimes while I'm dancing, whoa, out of the corner of my eye, there is John. And he tiptoes in. There's a door that's closed, and he opens it so I never see it open. And suddenly, when I'm slightly aware of the stage left side of the room, there is John Cullum. Now, what are you doing there?
I'm peeking in.
And why are you peeking in?
Because I want to see you.
You want to see me, or you want to see the dance, or you're checking to see if I'm healthy, or what?
Well, all of that, but, it seems like to me that I used to get invited in to watch you, and sometimes maybe I said things that I shouldn't say, or but I usually praise you very much for it. But anyway, you haven't been inviting me in very much lately, so I hear the music that you use to do your bar with, and that always attracts my attention. And then if I'm not terribly involved in what I'm doing, when I hear the music that you dance to, I'm just drawn into the room. And I don't want to disturb you, so I sneak in.
It's amazing what it does for me. And it's strange because I'm not performing for applause. I'm not performing for anyone. I'm doing it like my prayer. That's all I could say. It would be something I do that makes me feel like me. But when he's watching, my concentration increases. It's like the concentration is here. When he's watching, my concentration is here. And that's a lovely gift that you give me.
That's interesting. And would
that affect you when you were warming up your voice? If I listened to it and said you're doing a ha 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 well today?
I don't know that, but What you're talking about is a phenomenon that happens to most good actors, and it's a phenomenon that really concentrates a person, and it happens to people in different ways. For instance, Burton has a tendency to become bored when he was acting, and he would go to the members of the cast and say, "Do you have anybody out there in the audience?" and they would say, "Well, my aunt so and so says, tell her to come back," and he would act the entire for Aunt Gertie.
Well, that's a whole Richard Burton thing. This is a John Cullen Emily
Well,
thing.
it's the same kind of thing.
I just thank you, John.
Yes.
You've given me a gift when you do that.
Well,
so
sweetheart.
I'm not inviting you more, but I'm thanking you for giving me concentration.
Okay, and I'm delighted to hear that.
Now, thank you very much, John Cullum.
And thank you, Emily Frankel, and we'll see everybody next week, okay?
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
This is AI.R. See you next week.